It is now 5:30 this afternoon, and I would like to take this opportunity to call the Board of Elections meeting to order on this fine Election Day eve. Pretty exciting stuff in early voting, and I'm sure Corrine will share. I'd like to take just a moment to welcome those of you that are attending online, and all of you folks that are with us today in the audience. Thank you. My favorite row of front row people. Thank you for being here. It's exciting, and this is an exciting time always where voting and elections are taking place. So thank you all for being here. If I could take just a moment and ask, are there any changes or amendments to the minutes? To the agenda. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. If not, could I have a motion to approve the agenda? Second?
I'll second it.
All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, the agenda is approved. Now, the second question, minutes. Are there any changes or corrections to the minutes as circulated?
I didn't have any change.
We'll mention that Gabriella and I were talking that we missed a second on one of our votes last time. Neither she or I had it in our notes. So I just want to suggest on minutes and the agenda, we can do that by consensus. If that's agreeable to everyone, or we make sure we always have a second, one or the other.
Okay, I will just point out, North Carolina public meeting law says that with a board this little, we don't need a second.
We don't.
Yeah.
Okay,
I normally
good,
just do.
good.
So
Yeah.
all right.
It's just what we had been doing.
Yeah,
So just wanted to be
Out of
consistent.
an abundance of caution.
Hearing that, all in favor of approving the minutes as circulated, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you, Marianne. Executive Director Duncan. She can find her green light. She has the softest voice in the room.
Yes.
She'll need him. Would you like to use my microphone?
Yes. Okay, can everyone hear me from this microphone?
Yes.
Can you hear me, Courtney?
I'll tell you, it was booming before. The speaker in this room, when Gabrielle was testing it earlier.
Oh, that
wasn't Gabrielle.
that
either,
was,
it Angelica.
yeah.
It was-
How's this?
Better.
All right,
there you go.
I am magnified now. Okay, office updates. We have definitely a few. First of all, election day is tomorrow. I'll wait till the end to kind of to talk about the schedule for tomorrow to make sure that we're on the same page. Before I do that, I'll go through other office updates. As many of you are aware, the county is doing a food drive, and our office is collecting in office at the warehouse and here just to make it easier, and then we'll move it every Friday. So if you would like to bring items for that, please do that, and we'll take care of that for you and bring it to the county's distribution. The next thing is that we received 25 more voter challenges based on death, and those have to wait by the rules till after the election. So I suggest that we put the preliminary hearing for those on December 9th. The next thing is that a resolution was circulated from the State Board of Elections. And it held, I was trying to remember if it was yesterday or the day before, and I cannot remember that right now. But it covered two things. It covered early voting plan submittal, which this board has already passed unanimously a plan. And so we're great. We're ahead of schedule on that. And then the other thing that it addressed was emergency assistant appointments. So those are workers that we hold back in case there's a vacancy on election day, which surprisingly does happen every election. And so now we have several different sections in the law in 163 about election day vacancies, early voting vacancies, and emergency assistance. And so I'm suggesting that we put together a memo that addresses all of those, of how we go through the procedure of filling those vacancies and then making sure that the board knows what those are. So I'm going to put that together, send it to you all, and you all can look at it. And then we'll have one comprehensive place. There were no surprises. They did set a minimum of the number of emergency assistants you need,
Yeah.
which is good. We have well over that number. We use about 15 of them during
I
an
think the
election.
minimum number was 8.
8, yes. Yep, so we're doing good there in both the early voting and the emergency assistance, but it's always good to have it, in writing. And for us, I think because now all 3 are defined, it'll be great to have a resolution for it. That's nice and clear. The next thing I wanted to chat about was the question that we had about calling absentee names. So there's two things and a resolution, which is good. First, I said in the meeting that I couldn't think of an example of when a name would reveal. Well, we were duplicating one absentee ballot right there. So it would have been very easy to reveal that person's name. So there was an example right in front of us happening. And those things are just quirks of tiny elections. It just happens. And in our little green notebooks that we were all given, numbered memo 2020-25, page 4, it clearly says that names of absentee voters may be read aloud during absentee board meetings. And the reason for that is that GS 163-233B says that those are public record.
Yeah.
So we have
Where was that?
2020-25.
Okay, that's
So we have 2 things: voter confidentiality law that we have to abide by, and public records of absentee lists that we have to abide by. But we can accomplish both by just reading the names at the end so that we mask we make
Does
sure
that
to
still
mask
give
any.
anyone that might choose to challenge that the opportunity to challenge it?
Yes.
Hmm.
And we could do that every meeting. We
Yeah,
are
because
prepared.
it's at the end of the meeting. I just wanted to make sure that that procedure was still available.
Right. So there's do we do it before?
So if we do it at the end, then we're going to have to go back because those are usually scanned.
I think we would do it before. So in a big election, we would do it with each category before you do the final approval. Because there'll be enough names.
As long as we make sure, because
Mhm.
we haven't had that, but we could.
Right.
We could have someone that is prepared to chat, because since those names are listed as public record, as those go out.
No. So the law is that
When they come back.
request is not public. In fact,
When they
it
come
has to
back,
stay
yeah.
private. When they come back and are accepted by the board, that's when it becomes public.
Okay.
Right. And so your suggestion, if please excuse me if I mischaracterize it. But if waiting till the end means that the only ones left are the ones that are approved, then you don't have a problem reading the names, right? I mean, let's say we've got 20 absentee ballots, 18 are approved. You would read 18 names.
Yes.
You wouldn't read the 2 that were
Correct.
not approved.
Correct.
I think that is a nice, simple, elegant solution. Thank you. Because understand, people don't have to challenge immediately. You don't immediately drop a penalty flag. So thank you. That may is a little tough. They may be read.
Mhm.
It's like, come on, tell me, yes or no. But I understand the value of the ambiguity, considering what you just described in
Mhm.
terms of maintaining the confidentiality of our voters. Thank you.
But we can do both.
Since you mentioned number of memos, do you have any update for us on how the state board's last meeting on numbered memos might affect us?
You used the word might just like Mays. But it appears that the state board is going in the direction of doing resolutions in place of numbered memos. There is a lot of talk about the practicality of that because resolutions are going to take longer. They have to go through the whole board.
Well, they're actually talking about going through the rulemaking process.
That would be even longer. So I think that it's not, that's why I say, might, it's not settled. But the last instructions on early voting and the emergency came through a resolution.
Well, they also mentioned that they were going to go through the process of consolidating current numbered memos so that we didn't have more than one addressing the same issue. So I didn't know if you had heard anything from them on that yet.
No, we have not.
Okay. Thank you.
I know what you all know from the meeting, the state board's meeting. We have not received any further guidance outside of that. Great question. All right. I just wanted to celebrate our early voting numbers. So we ended at 951 voters for this election, which that sounds pretty little. But the last election that those same municipalities held had 618 voters. So that's a
That was
significant increase.
951?
951. Yep. So that leaves me pretty optimistic for tomorrow. That coupled with it being 70 degrees and sunny, I think we'll probably have good turnout for those municipalities tomorrow. We are ready. The poll workers have received all of their supplies. We did media availability this afternoon, and WLS did come. So that's also great. I think that having the standard media availabilities have gotten the media used to having those. Municipal elections didn't get very much attention before, and so I was really happy to have them there. And the poll workers are setting up the sites right now. So they should be done setting up the sites by 7:30 this evening, ready to open the polls at 6:30 in the morning. All right. So with that, let's go over what tomorrow is going to look like. Gabrielle has a sheet in front of you that looks similar to this, but yours has highlighted in yellow. Yes. So the yellow highlights are helping you know when you need to be here in person or really important things for the board. Staff and the emergency team are going to be either at headquarters or at the warehouse from 5:30 a.m. until we're done. We're done. I'm not sure when that will be, but I'm guessing between 9 and 10.
Headquarters.
This is
Okay,
headquarters.
just
Yes.
checking.
Yes.
Have to
No,
know.
it's good. We've moved a lot. These clarifications are important.
I wondered if you were going to be upstairs.
Got here, there was nice sign up in front. It's like, geez, we had 35. Were we 59, 35?
No, we're here.
Okay.
So the board is welcome to be here in the boardroom anytime, all day tomorrow. Starting at 6 a.m. Yes.
Yeah, in this room. Yeah.
Starting at 6 a.m., we need to be able to reach you all, though. So make sure you've got your phones on in case something happens that we have to call an emergency meeting. So that's really important that you're available. You don't have to be in person until 5 p.m. At 5 p.m., we'll have our first absentee meeting. It might feel a little awkward because we might only have 1 or 2 ballots, and then we're going to have another absentee meeting at 7:30, and then we're going to do abstracts. So we basically have 3 different absentee sets that happen between 5 and 7:30. 7:30 is when the third one starts. But I think that it is worth going through that exercise because that's what we're going to have to do in the primary with a lot more ballots. So we want to make sure that the whole system works. You might want to come at other parts of the day because there is breakfast and lunch and dinner. But at 5 o'clock, we'll do the absentee meeting. Then we'll break for dinner. Then at 7:30 is kind of when everything lights up and we're all hands on deck. So at 7:30, we're going to close the early voting polls. If any other absentees have come in since the 5 o'clock meeting, we'll have another absentee meeting. If we don't have any, then we'll go straight to closing absentee polls. And we've done this every election. So that's the abstract process. This time, since we're using a DS200, when we close the polls, it'll look just like early voting instead of the report. And then at that same time is when the election day data should start coming to this location. We'll have light towers outside. The flash drives will come in through the bottom to this room and be processed there where you can watch that. I'm not sure how timing is going to work out in this election. My favorite part of election day is moving over there to that warehouse. I'm a little worried that they're going to be done by the time we get over there. So we'll just have to play that by ear. We were very close last time. So we'll have to play that by ear. But my suggestion is, as always, get early voting done, get absentee done, start making sure that the process for the flash drives is working well, move over to the warehouse, and then when they have the final data, they'll bring it to us at the warehouse so that we can make sure everything shuts down over there. If it doesn't work that way, then we'll just get a report from the warehouse that everything was gone okay before we close down here.
We have what, 2 early voting polls that we will be closing,
Yes,
and those will be here.
that's correct.
What time do they arrive, or will it be?
They'll be here. Yep, they'll be here. You'll start closing at 7:30. So early voting first,
Mhm.
absentee next, election day after that. So it's possible that we will be able to go over there. Now, in the primary in general, I don't see that happening. We're going to have to close down a lot more early voting sites. Absentee, there'll be stuff to process on. There won't be just 2 ballots. There'll be a bunch. So we'll have to figure that out then. But the process will be the same. Each process will take longer, though.
Trying to figure out, so absentee is first. Was there a reason that absentee is first and then early voting?
So
Can't do
absentee,
either till 7:30.
correct.
So that's just,
Yeah, I don't think it actually matters.
okay. I just want to check.
Well, the absentee,
I think it helps because early voting is done. We know that early voting can be closed at 7:30. Absentee might have absentee ballots to process. So we could start closing the early voting polls.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So
What you said?
if I said it the other way around, I did not mean to. But you are correct that the law doesn't tell us to do it in either way. It just has to happen after 7:30. So that is the expectations for tomorrow. Are there any questions? I should give Glenda her microphone back.
I just have one small update to go with the office. We did receive a questionnaire from the liaison to the state auditor's office. I completed that this morning, And basically, it was general questions about number of voting sites. When did we vote on our primary voting plan? Numbers of voting sites previously. And we gave information on Helene, why 10 versus, the way we are now and the things that we're looking at for additional rural questions for voters and things like that. But it was a pretty general questionnaire, and I went over it with Director Duncan just to make sure that I was accurate in numbers and locations prior to my being on the board. So
That sounds really good. Were you able to highlight the addition of Upper Hominy
I did actually, that we had gone from 10 to 11, and
Okay,
yes,
and that it was in the county and not in the city?
correct,
Excellent. Thank you.
correct. So I did address those questions, but I told you I would keep you updated as things happen. So
Do you know
That-
any more about the December meeting?
I do not. Nope, I do not. All right. Thank you, Director Duncan. I greatly appreciate it. And to the staff and team, election folks, actually, I hope we know we could not do what we do without you. And I am incredibly grateful for the staff that we have and the team that we have. So thank you. Thank you for all of that.
Chair,
I'll second that.
Yes, ma'am.
is there any update at all on the task force meeting from last
Yes.
Wednesday?
In fact, we met and Sally, please help me if I neglect to give all of the information, but we discussed the MOU and looked at that from the perspective of personnel and things that we had asked be addressed in the MOU. In particular, our reporting process and Corrine and that kind of thing. So that's being addressed. And then the questions around facilities, he took our suggestions, all of the things that were pressing and have been pressing for some time, and is looking at ways for us to come back and address those questions, from functionality now to the temporary pieces, one building, all the way out to what that looks like future wise, and developing a proposal and a plan of what we could present back from our team and from us. And then it'll come back to us before anything would go beyond this board. It won't be submitted to anyone outside of this board until the board approves it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Is that
Yeah, I think you did. The only thing that was interesting is we were able to give him some more history and information about how other parts of the state work. And he looked very interested. He wanted to go home and do some homework around some of that. So I feel like he's getting a good foundation.
Maggie Fox? I believe you're up, my dear.
Hey, good evening, everyone. So for tonight, I am going to be presenting to the board 2 civilian ballots and 4 overseas for a total of 6. Okay. Just to recap what we've done so far, we have received, including what we are doing tonight, a total of 29 ballots. 21 of those are civilians, again, including what we're doing for tonight. And 8 of those are overseas, including the 4 that we're doing tonight. And we have done 0 military, and that is still at 0. So again, 2 civilians tonight, 4 overseas tonight, 0 military, and total received back 29. Okay? And we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Reminding me about what was the number that we sent out.
Oh, thank you. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. So for tonight,
Gonna do 3 and 3.
all right.
Give you some.
So for tonight, we've got, in addition to reviewing the ballots, the one that we've received today, the 6, I'm also going to present to you a list with all of the names that we can read after everything's been scanned and approved. So you all have that, and it's all in one list, all 29. So you have that. We're also I am required to do 2 things tonight in addition to this, and that is send to the state board and a total list of executed absentee ballots thus far. And so I have you all sign that list, and then there's an actual certificate of oath that Glenda will need to read and sign, and that also gets sent to the state board. You'll have one for overseas and one for civilians. And it's just confirming that, yes, up to this point, this is the list that we've done. These are the number of ballots we've accepted. And then we will inform them of that. And then tomorrow, they'll have the final,
Okay.
depending on where we end up. Okay? So, but we'll go ahead and get the review part out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and give this dynamic duo over here the 2 civilians. There's the list. There's that list, just so you all have one copy of each. And then there's the ballots. Okay. Dynamic duo here.
Don't get a big head.
I don't think we need it, but we'll
Hear
open
me.
it anyway.
Let's see.
Jake, don't get a big head. I can't. Just. I know.
Is there 2 ballots? Do we get some?
Yeah, she's working on it,
Oh, okay.
I think. Are you working on it, Maggie, for us? Or, oh. Just wasn't sure.
I'm going to give you all the 3. I'm sorry, 4. Yes, 4. Whew. There's your list. Yeah, it's been a long everything. Okay. So attached, you will see the photo ID, the original, and then it was, duplicated, obvious. Okay. So I will give you those 4.
Okay. Identifiers.
Right here. Yeah, here's
Okay.
this.
Find ballots, huh?
That's. Wait a minute, first, we got signature here. Wow. Same signature. And here's your.
Here's the balance stuff.
Right here.
We're good.
Whoa, not hard to read. This passport card. This was. Well, there's passports. You have whether you can have a card,
Oh, okay.
and that is it's the USA.
Yep. We're good. It's that.
Okay. This is the original.
There's the names.
And this is the
There's the names.
duplicate. So we're good.
Sign it.
That one.
Next.
Yep.
Sure.
Yes. Signature. So it's at least it's a sign. Address is Morocco. Voting address. Forwarding address? Why are we getting a forwarding address? Says it shows this current forwarding address is overseas with this. Maggie. Sure. Never gotten one that has a forwarding address?
Yes, and so
Yeah, with all five.
that's what they provided. That their actual
Registration is here.
is here, and that they are in Morocco.
And this is in Buncombe
It
County.
is in Morocco,
Okay.
correct.
So in the
Yes, I'm
register.
sorry. No, this is just a mailing address that they provided, but in the registration, address, Buncombe, and then they asked.
So would this be a case that they might be forwarding their mail to a family member or something like
Correct,
that?
could be.
Mhm.
That is actually physically here. Check. This is whatever
Yeah.
for them.
Okay.
Okay, just, thank you.
Making sure, yeah, that's good out.
Okay.
On driver license.
Okay. Take these and sign. Take, I don't think, that's just extra. I'll just put it. Let me,
That's right. That is a different precinct. This is the thing.
Priya, here's the two civilians, and I'll bring you the military, I mean, overseas next.
This is. Precinct. Oh, we got a new precinct here. Yep. Two, yeah. We're done with this one too.
And that's another place.
One, there's three precincts there.
Did you guys sign the minutes?
Yeah, they're sitting over there waiting on Jake.
Jake, you want to sign the
Would you
minutes,
sign
please?
this minutes, please?
Find them all.
I mean,
They're right there beside you.
Oh, minutes.
We may as well.
I was like,
do
for
it.
abstract,
Probably a
Yeah.
good habit to do.
Yeah.
check off sheet, whatever.
Gonna sign all these sheets just to cover our bases.
You handed them to us, so we'll sign them. Do you have your sheets for us to sign?
No,
Oh,
the-
okay.
That, those are minutes. but
Yeah.
The check off sheet.
Did Glenda sign them?
But we need to all sign that check off sheet.
Yeah, that's
Where-
our standard protocol.
Yeah, where to go? Just a
That's
question.
three, there's two of those.
Here's,
Cold in here.
It is.
freezing.
Oh,
Well, I've got.
thermostat is. Thermostats. Yes.
That. And maybe there are signing. Or. That we can adjust, but I don't think I. What, have they been adjusted?
Oh, you're still on.
He's singing.
It's,
So. Look for photo.
You see, you're not signing.
Thank you, Nagy.
so Bria will come out here once everything has been scanned and confirmed. And we will bring the ballots in the different poly bags and make sure you all check them, and then you each signed.
Then the reading occurs.
And then the reading of the.
Which I'm happy to give that list now if you'd like.
Why not?
So this is, you each, I made a copy for everybody. And this has all 29, including the ones we did tonight. So you're at a total of 29. So y'all can see exactly what you've done so far. And then here's y'all's, if you want a copy. This is all of them up to this point. For your records.
See, guy, 67. Is that the only one?
It's just the one that's called Weaverville.
Which one is the sewer district?
Which-
The water.
that's all over,
Oh, okay. Various places.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
it's on both sides of the river.
Yeah, I understand it's confusing.
Mhm.
And that's in Woodfin, right? Or is it it's Weaverville Water and Sewer, right?
Woodford Water
Woodford.
and Sewer District is
Okay.
what is the formula.
Okay. So the ones we have Woodfin here are the water and sewer.
Well, what you're seeing in that second column is just the municipality ID.
Okay.
So like that
Could be-
top one, precinct 5.1,
Mm-hmm.
that's Ashford. And then you just go in there and get all Weaverville, Woodford.
How are we getting Asheville precinct in?
I am guessing that that is water and sewer district. That's just a
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
Just a
Yeah.
guess.
So,
Precinct 5 is St. Eugene's on Culver. And just
Right, Nagy, if it's okay, I'm going to go ahead and take the opportunity to read the names while we're waiting on Bree. So is she? So do you want me to wait? Okay. Michael G. Harris, Vivian Peterson, Philip Michael Gary, Monica Louise Bono, or Bond, I'm sorry, Patricia Masters Lepore, Dolores Hagan Deese, Judith Ann Grassi, Guido William Grassi, Maria Vera, Linda Mae Baker, Dorothea Moore Golson, Dorothy Ann Greenwell, Jerry William Holcomb, Dennis Craig Duncan, Kay Francis Duncan, Alvin Wilder Watford, Margaret Lolis, Kevin Robert Silura, Jan Byfield Gilden, Barbara Corpin Bundy, Barbara Lynn Massacre, Robert Rolfe Massacre, Jason Eric Jones, Virginia Gooch Haneke, James Chester Theobald, Vivian Elaine Elner, Sally Ann Schmeltzer, Jason Matthew Schmeltzer, and Sean Robert Mann.
And just think, in the general election, you can multiply that times 1,000.
do we get to do it at the end of every time though?
You better, or you're going to have a hard time keeping up.
So to be clear, you do not have to do this. It says, doesn't say you shall, and it doesn't say you shouldn't. It's a may. So there's different, different ways that we can do this. We can also have the list available. We have it available online and we have it at the front desk. So it's available in other ways.
Okay.
We can say them, but we don't have to.
And when we're talking large numbers, yeah,
But then we should make a statement as to where it's available.
exactly. But thank you, Director Duncan. Sometimes the printed word is going to be a whole lot easier to deal with than the spoken word. This is one of those cases.
Bree, I assume you need
I'm
this.
assuming we only need to sign one of these.
Yeah, but probably need to turn them all back and just start one with.
If you,
You sign that.
If you'll sign that list and just pass it around and then just everybody else return yours.
Yes.
back.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Anywhere, just wherever, so we can all have room to sign it.
okay.
These are the ones that are not signed.
Okay. All right. So in this blue poly bag, we have the ballots that you all approved and they were accepted and scanned this evening. So we have the 2 civilians and the 4 overseas for a total of 6. So everybody just needs to find their line and sign, and then we'll let Glenda seal it and sign, make the final signature. We could do that, or that's fine. It should be at the top. And then lastly, this red bag is where we put the duplicated ballots. So those were the ones that were emailed that we had to print, and then we duplicated them. So this is just those sheets of paper, and we had 4 of those. So again, just confirm, sign, and pass it on down to Miss Glenda for final signature and seal.
So it's on the rec system. Could be.
That's the thing.
Trying to figure out somebody's motivation is interesting.
Yeah.
So we can put them in the safes and then I'll be back for the final oath and list signature.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say, I would entertain a motion to approve the ballots as presented. Have a second, please.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ballots are approved here.
All right. So now I have an exact duplicate list of what you just read out loud. Okay. This is, and again, another executed list of what we have done up to this point with the 29 that we've received. So, Glenda, you will have a certificate of executed absentee ballots. You'll have one that is just for civilians and one for military and overseas. It's 3 copies that I need for you to sign, and then just compare these and then sign if you will. We'll sign these 2. And we'll do the oath. Okay. All right. So, and then that list, you can see the difference. Overseas,
Right.
civilian, so it has them split out. Well, identified. They're the type. Okay. So the first oath that I'm going to administer, I'll give you a copy.
Okay.
I'll keep a copy. I am. Got everything. Okay. So I don't know if you want to say it or read it with me or.
Sure,
sorry,
or I can read it.
okay.
I,
Fine.
Glenda Weiner, Chair of the Buncombe County Board of Elections, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a list of all executed military overseas ballots to be voted in the election to be conducted on the 4th day of November, 2025, which have been approved by the County Board of Elections. I further certify that I have issued military overseas ballots to no other persons than those listed herein, and further that I have not delivered military overseas ballots to persons other than those listed herein, that this list constitutes the only precinct registration of covered voters whose registration may be permanent or temporary as provided by the law.
Okay.
So help me God.
So that takes care of the military and overseas oath. And here's the additional 3 copies that you're doing the exact same thing. Okay. Take care of that. Thank you. All right. And now we're going to do the civilian. Same thing.
I, Glenda Weiner, Chair of the Buncombe County Board of Elections, do hereby certify that the foregoing is a list of all executed absentee ballots to be voted in the election to be conducted on the 4th day of November, 2025, which have been approved by the County Board of Elections and which have been returned no later than 5:00 p.m. on the day before the election. I certify that the chair, member, officer, or employee of the Board of Elections has not delivered ballots for absentee voting to any person other than the voter by mail or by commercial courier service or in person, except as provided by the law, and have not mailed or delivered ballots when the request for the ballot was received after the deadline provided by law. So help me God.
God, thank you. Okay. And then 3 signatures. Ooh, for you. And then I'm going to step away over here and just start doing my stamping and filling out. And then Glenda, I'll have get you to sign one more thing on my book for my records. Okay. And again, this is all going to be uploaded to the state boards for their records showing what we've done so far. Okay. And then this is my log. So I've got you certificate of oath, acknowledgement. So if you'll print your name and address and then sign right here, and that's for my record. And I will start stamping. That concludes absentee. Would you like this, Mike?
Okay. Hearing no further business, the next meeting date.
But, oh, that's.
Yeah, we're done.
Yep, we're done. The next meeting date is tomorrow morning. Breakfast is at 7. If you'd like to have bacon, be present. Otherwise, our meeting is tomorrow at 5 o'clock, but please be available for access to the team if needed. And I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow and to a great election day. If I could have a motion to
Move to
adjourn.
adjourn.
Second? Okay. Right. Meeting is adjourned.
All right, thank you.
Terrified, and somebody put this on the calendar from 5:30 to 10. I mean, it was like, what? What's going on?
Not on my
It's
watch.
6:23. All right.